But it is UCY.TV radio. We are live. It is Saturday night. This is the Ochelli Effect. I am Chuck Ochelli, your host. Tonight, I'm going to bring you somebody that I got to tell you was one of the more interesting individuals that I have encountered in my recent travels. And just so everybody knows, this is a totally...
Okay.
there we go.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah, I'm here.
There we go. Okay.
Excellent, excellent.
We have two things running here. There we go. Okay.
Okay. It's still ringing here, the phone. I don't know why.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay. It'll catch up to us, though, I think, in a minute.
Okay.
By the way, just for everybody listening, there's going to be a little more discussion on, after the last cup, coming up after my show, about the future of the Ochelli Effect. There we go. Hans, I think it's... Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still ringing here.
Well, I'll tell you what you do.
Okay.
If it doesn't stop, hang up with me.
Okay.
And call back in, and I'll get you back on. That's all.
Okay. Let's do
And
that.
I'll just talk up for a little bit, and then when you come back in, you can explain.
It's over. It's over. It's working.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Great.
I love computers,
Yeah. So, great to meet you, my friend. Hi. Hi, and hi to everybody who is listening at us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is my friend Hans. He's from Project Lights Out. I'm sure if you search him on the internet, you can definitely find him. You can also find him on Facebook. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name, Hans, because I screw these things up.
Yeah,
so,
don't worry. Everybody calls me Hans anyway.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll tell you what. Do me a favor and explain to people what you mean by Project Lights Out, and what you're all about, and then I'll get into a little bit of our earlier discussion, and we'll go from there. All right, my friend? Okay,
right. Okay, for the newcomers who don't know about what is this all, my name and everything. Look, Project Lights Out. It started 7 years ago, 2007, when I woke up. I was a consumer. I was a normal guy, like thousands or millions on this planet. But I started Project Lights Out with the idea to wake up the people. In the past when I started, it was more like I was talking about environmental issues. I wanted to save the planet. Tell the people, don't put that much garbage on the street, take care of nature and all this climate change issues and whatever. So, I started like this because I still didn't know about the new world order, about HARP, about chemtrails and anything else. I was just waking up slowly. And I put that, to wake up the people, I was thinking, what can I do? How can I wake them up? So I was thinking, making events, like all the people do something at the same time that the people ask, why, what for, and then I can answer. So I was thinking, okay, let's switch off the lights for a certain time, at a certain day. In the past I was thinking, like, for example, 777 888, like, for example, 2008, the month 8 of August at 8 p.m. for 8 minutes, etc. And it seems I got copied by I think World Wildlife Fund with their events, like the Earth Hour, where they switch off the light for 1 hour to save energy or whatever. But in my case, I wanted to do that all the people do it on the same time, and then just when the reporters and whatever, when they see that everybody's switching off the lights, they will say, why? Well, what's happening? Why all the colonies or all the blocks are now without electricity? What's happening? And then asking who was that inventor of that event, and then they will knock the door. Hans, did you do that? And why? What do you want to do with that? And then I can say, look, it's wrong what we are doing. We are consuming too much. We are buying too much bullshit or whatever. So, okay. I did that every year until the last event I made was on 12/12/12, because there's no month 13, you know. I mean, it stops with December. So then I'm doing again another kind of events. For example, last year I did the Green Day event to unite all the cultures all over all around the world, and having discussions and some music from the whole planet, etc. This year I will do the Green Day Reloaded, and now I'm more focused in topics which is really more to worry about, like the new world order, because you know I started with nature things, but then having people on Facebook, friend requests and whatever, I found out more interesting stuff which I'm researching, and it's really very, very to worry about. I mean, I guess we will talk in your show today about all this new things that many people still don't know. So yeah, that's some few words why it's lights out, you know, to wake up the people, to make something at the same time and get more people awareness, and talk to them and wake them up too, you know. Okay, yeah, and I'm originally sorry. The people won't ask, hey, why you speak so strange. I mean, I'm not from the States. I'm from Germany. That's why. Sorry, my English sometimes sucks a bit. You know, it's I'm not perfect, but I live in Mexico City because I left that system of Germany where you're like a robot. You know, everything's so planned, everything's so like a machine. And everything, and I just wanted to be free, and chose Mexico to feel better, and I feel great here. Okay, your turn. Sorry.
Oh, not a problem, Hans. Not a problem at all.
Okay.
You know, I'm feeding back to myself a little bit sound wise. So if you could turn down just a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry about the picture, by the way. I'm having trouble. I don't see very well.
Okay, don't worry, don't worry.
We have a picture right now between us. The listeners can't see it, but
okay.
I apologize. I'm having trouble pointing my camera.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, important is the voice, you know. I mean, faces. I mean, people who knows you, they know anyway how you look, and people who know me, they know how I look. Anyway, I recorded this also to give it more people. The chance to share everything, because sharing is caring, and I don't want that it's just right now only live and that's it. No, people have to share what they learn about what we're talking, and so I'm helping with that, making also video, sharing it on my YouTube channel, etc. So we can reach more people, you know.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, you're very, very welcome. Okay.
And you know what? I really identify with. Let me turn myself down because I'm hearing myself back in my own headphone. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
We both kind of came to this in a similar way, because I was a musician, and I used to participate in different events to try and raise money, to try and raise awareness. I played on events for Life Beat, which was to help fight AIDS when I was younger. I played for some of these environmental causes as well. You know, fundraisers against domestic violence, things like this. I cared about people. I cared about the environment. I was unfortunately stuck in that sort of foolishness about the conservative and liberal kind of thing for many years. I also was a JFK researcher, so I started to learn how the government lies to us. You know, and then the more I explored it, I realized that it's not just the government; it's definitely people that have control above us. And Hans, don't worry about your English. I'm sure we're going to get that all across without a problem.
Yeah.
And you know, I really appreciate the time. And you know, the Project Lights thing, that is a great idea. This is what I wanted you to kind of explain it. And for those who maybe might have missed what he was saying a little bit, it was more about the overconsumption of energy. It was more about being concerned about using up our resources for foolish things and all that. He had been a German national but he didn't appreciate the way that that society was, which all of us have, in America for sure, we make lots of jokes about German society. Most of the time it's Nazi jokes and things like this.
Yeah.
But even if you get away from that, people talk about how strict Germans are, how very mechanized and uniform they are, how stubborn they are, and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
And not all stereotypes are born out of silliness. This stereotype is real. I've heard this from more than one guy that lived in Germany. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And but Hans is too freedom oriented to thrive in that type of society. He couldn't be a robot. That's what he needs. I'm very sure. If I'm wrong, Hans, please correct me.
No, that's right. I mean, I have okay. But when I went to Mexico, I'm now more than 20 years living here. That means 20 years away from my home place. I mean, it's a long, long time, but I don't feel the time anyway. I just feel I see the time when I watch the mirror and I see that my hair are getting less and whatever. So. But it's more than 20 years and I feel just great, and I changed myself with that because I mean, I knew Mexico before. I was here after the first earthquake, the big one in '85. I was like backpack having an adventure trip in this country, and that was the first time I fell in love with that country because I saw that the people are much different than in my own country in Germany. Here the people are friendlier. They say my house is your house. I got invited. The people open their hearts. They treat me really like a human being, not like a thing. I mean, in Germany, I mean, it's a great country too. I love it. I mean, they have culture. They have great places and everything. But it seems you are just born to work, getting older, and die, and consume, of course. And I see that.
Oh yeah, never ever forget consumption.
Exactly. And I see that with my brother is a great guy. He visits me every 2 years, but he is still so deep in the system. He gets up at around 4 or 4:30 in the morning, takes a coffee, goes to the bathroom. I don't want to say bad words here. Okay, and so okay, taking a shit. That's what he tells me when I ask him, "What are you doing? How's your day?" Okay, so then he goes to work. Then he goes back home. Tired, watching a movie, drinking a beer, and going to sleep. And that is from Monday through Friday. Saturday, maybe a party time. Sunday, watching documentaries or whatever. And that's it. Until he is 70 years old to enjoy the rest of his life. I mean, in Germany, the retirement starts when you're 70 years old. That means he has to work still. I mean, he's 43 years, sorry, he's 46 years old now. A lot of years. I mean, and I ask myself, what people will do when they are in a retirement with 70 years? I mean, many people will not even reach that age because I see people dying much younger those days or these days. And
right, this is certainly why.
Yeah.
A lot of these governments allow people to retire. Like in America, you collect your Social Security. They adjust that age to make it so that a whole lot of people never collect it. Nowadays, it's lower than that, the 70 that it is in Germany.
Yeah.
But it's still they're going to adjust it again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And they always do this in order so that if you do have a retirement, it's not long. And a lot of people don't have any retirement at all.
Exactly.
So they dedicate their lives to work. And what is their time for otherwise?
Exactly. And the other thing is, I see it with all my friends, for example, on Facebook. Many years ago, people had still some money to spend for nice things, for going out and watching a movie, but now, or going to dance, whatever. But now people live from day to day. I mean, there's no savings anymore. I see that not just by myself because I am fucked. Also, I mean, I have to survive and save whatever I can do, and I cannot even do that sometimes because there's some things to pay. There's the rent to pay, some food and whatever. and everything is getting more expensive. So there's no more savings, and many people or friends I have happen the same. I call them, okay, don't okay, we don't go to an expensive place, or just let's unite us at home and everybody buys just his own beer or whatever. But they say no, no money at all, or no time. I mean, it's not like in the past that the people are free, let's say. I mean, now it really seems people have to work to survive, and we not even are happy like in the past. Just working, sleeping, consuming, working, sleeping, consuming. So
Yeah, see,
it's very
this is the
wrong.
point I make a lot of times on my show, because I say that when I was younger, more people had a bit more freedom because you could work and survive and have something extra if you were responsible.
Exactly.
But nowadays, even in this country, which a lot of people figure this is, the best place to be, it is has the most opportunity, has the most freedom. This is still part of the thinking. But
Right.
the truth is that the way the financial system has developed in
Hmm.
our lifetime, I think you're a little bit older than me,
Yeah, maybe
but
1 or 2 years. I
similar.
say, I feel younger than you actually.
Probably, well, you know why? Because I look tired. It's okay.
uh,
Look,
yeah.
you live your life hard, you look a little older.
Yeah, yeah. I'm okay. I will tell my age. Maybe people say, "How old is that, Hans?" Okay, I'm 49. I'm almost a half century old here. But inside, I feel young. I feel like I have to do a lot of things, a lot of energy. Because the thing is, when you wake up, you realize that everything is so wrong. So then, in my case, I want to help, because I see that you can really live better leaving the system, and just be happy, and work for yourself to survive that with new ideas and whatever. I mean, that gives me energy. That's why I'm posting that much on Facebook, and making videos and live streams. I mean, you have your shows. I make also my shows very frequently with a lot of great people, etc. Because I want to help that people go out of the system, because we are just feeding the animal. I say always feeding the beast. The famous New World Order is like we are just giving them the money, and they do what they want. We not even know what they are doing. There's so many secret projects around, and I mean, it's not fair that we are having politicians which are also controlled by other societies or whatever. So I mean, we are just giving them the power, but our power is less at that moment, because we are sleeping. We don't know what's going on, because the governments, they're doing stuff which we not even have an idea. The secret mind control technologies, and weather manipulation and whatever. I mean, there's so many bad things, and they spend more money in the development of bad things than to good things like education or healthy. I mean, to heal the people. That would be great if they would spend the money for that. But they're developing new viruses, weapons, killer weapons, and whatever. The military. I mean, we are spending. I mean, people don't want even war. They don't want to harm anybody. I mean, when you ask people on the street, would you like to have a war, or to kill that kind of race or whatever, they will say, no, I just want to be happy. But being in the system, spending money and buying stuff in Walmarts and whatever, I mean, is just giving them that money and the power, because money is also power. You want more. It's like an addiction. What I think, what they have. That's why we had all those kind of wars and Hitler, because they want more and more and more, and it's very addictive. So people have to leave the system, and I want to transmit that
Well,
also.
yeah, this is something
Yeah.
that a lot of people have a hard time grasping,
Yeah.
that are not awake and aware. Because it is one thing to be awake, it is another thing to be aware.
Yeah. That's
Being
true.
aware means you understand what's around you. Being awake, you
Just
don't
to
have to
see it.
understand anything yet. You just know something is wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
You know,
I want that people act actually, not just say, okay, it's like this, okay, so what can I do? Nothing, you know. No, it's not like this. We can do a lot of things. It depends on us. If you want
true
changes,
enough. And the you know, the monetary system itself,
yeah,
and a lot of people, you know, they focus on the Federal Reserve and the concerns that we have in the United States, but even the European Union, any of these other monetary systems that exist, they are all in place so that you are disconnected from the things that you create. You are disconnected from the debt you make. You're disconnected from the world. You're involved in this false reality.
right.
And this is what the biggest problem is, because they say, look, money is tangible. I can hold it in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand that it is the representation of something that they cannot begin to really put in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And the trouble is, this is an international problem. This is a worldwide problem. You know,
Yeah.
you're saying very much the same kind of things that I say all the time, that people on my network say all the time, that a lot of people that are out there now trying to wake up other people. And we all understand the way the game is, and the game is rigged. It's not for us, the people. You know, and no matter where you live, no matter what part of the map you're on, it's still not for us. You know, it's only there as a system of control, just like the mainstream media, just like the intelligence, you know, aspects of the governments, just like the governments themselves. All of these are just different levels of the same control system.
Yep.
And, you know, one of the best things to understand, and one of the things I always try to put out there, is that, you know, freedom is something that we're all entitled to. Even those sleepwalking people, you and I talked about this before, that even the sleepwalking people, we want them to be free too.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
We want everybody. Even when we started to have a conversation the one night, which my listeners never heard this, but I did post it on my Facebook page, and it went around, and it's on the YouTube. Even when we said that, we said, you know what? Let the NSA listen to us. Let the CIA listen to us. Please listen to us.
Right.
Because you know what? You need to join our side anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's no other way, because when they are creating this kind of earth, you know, this kind of system, I mean, what will they offer their children and grandchildren? I mean, they will give them the same shitty world, the controlled world and whatever, you know. I mean, I mean, you just have to use your heart and your brain and think about it. I mean, it's not that difficult to understand that we are wrong when we are continuing with this system. We are right dealing, you know. I mean, it took, for example, in my case, it took a long time to accept that chemtrails are real, because I thought, when I saw the first videos, it's just crazy that people take pictures from the sky, it's planes, and how the government will be that bad at us and whatever, you know. It took me really some time, but then researching, that made me thinking, and then knowing people who are having their websites and giving more information, and researchers and scientists and whatever, they also confirmed that chemtrails are real. I mean, maybe now listening, the people who are listening at us, they will say, they're talking about this and this, what a crap. No, please, people, wake up. And the only way to do it is also checking out the things, but not just Google it, YouTube it, because in Google, you know, when you trust too much in for example, Wikipedia is not even 100% trustful place to look for information, because it can be manipulated from everybody, you know. But YouTube,
well,
you will find more.
Let me say something about Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Because a few years ago, I learned a bit about this.
Uh-huh.
That they have people on there. It's supposed to be edited by all of us. If you go there, you can put something. If I go there, I can put something. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it would be a good piece of collective knowledge that everybody can participate in. It sounds like a good idea, right?
Exactly. That is what I
But
saw
the
too.
problem is this: they have editors there. They have people that they put into place that decide what stays on the page, what goes off of the page.
Exactly.
If you
Exactly.
want a good example, go look at the page on Wikipedia about Lee Harvey Oswald. I know a little bit about this,
Uh-huh.
and you can find an article if you search the title, Will the Real Wikipedia Please Stand Up? You can find that article where they explain the system, the people that govern the Wikipedia, and this is nothing shocking to me.
Uh-huh.
Because anything that becomes large, anything that becomes big in
Yeah.
any way, whether it's on the internet, on television, on radio, anywhere, any of these things always end up being in the control of the larger groups.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
the large groups having money, the corporations behind them, they always stick with that kind of agenda, with the controller's agenda. So Wikipedia is a waste of time. I'd say even don't just look on the internet. Think for yourself, talk to people,
Yeah.
and find evidence for the things that you're looking at.
Uh-huh.
That's what I say to everyone.
Exactly.
Always think for yourself. In fact, don't even believe me.
Uh-huh.
Don't believe Hans.
Exactly. Don't believe me what I say. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Go look for yourself.
Exactly.
That's the key.
And ask the logic. For example, with the 9/11, the Twin Towers and everything. Okay, there are videos on YouTube and this and that, but I have talked personally to people who knows about physics, for example, and they say it's impossible what happened. For example, the Building 7, it's impossible that it falls down like this. There was not even a plane impact, for example, But if you believe the mainstream media, they are brainwashing you because there you can see the difference because, real people, real scientists, they have disproofs, but the mainstream media, they are talking bullshit. I mean, I cannot believe anything what I see in newspapers, on TV, on the public radio stations. You cannot believe that because this is all controlled. But many people, they think what they see, that has to be true, because if not, it wouldn't be on TV, But if you are a little bit more intelligent and ask, is it really true? And let's talk actually to people of universities who studied those kind of physical laws or whatever. I mean, ask someone, I say to the public, if you have someone in the family who knows about physics, ask him if it's that possible that can happen. And then the people will say, no, of course it's not possible, But meanwhile,
Exactly.
they watch the TV, they believe that, and that's wrong. Yeah.
Right. I had, I think it was my second show on this network. I had on Richard Gage.
Mm-hmm.
Was from Architects and Engineers for 9/11. Now, why is this important? Some people don't understand this. The people that listen to this network normally, they understand what the importance is. But if somebody else stumbles along my MP3 somewhere, finds a YouTube video somewhere of this, they may not understand that this is a guy who builds these types of buildings for a living. He understands how they behave. He understands how they should react. He understands what they can withstand, because this is his profession. And, when the mainstream media reported on them protesting at the 9/11 memorial in New York City, they called them a conspiracy theory group. This is not theory. This is their applied science from their profession. And everybody, even you and me, we have agendas. But our agendas are about being honest.
Yeah.
Other people's agendas sometimes are all about taking orders.
Exactly.
So this is why the independent media is so important now. What the new media, not alternative.
Yeah.
Because we're an alternative to what? Either we're newer, we're independent maybe because we're not backed by big corporations. But what are we alternative to?
Exactly. I mean, in my case, I work also as an actor. I know how the things are working behind the cameras. Everything is so planned. I mean, there's nothing casual or an accident in whatever you see on TV. This is all that they have rules. They have to follow the script. Let's say it's like with the soap operas or telenovelas, how we call it here in Mexico. Or the commercials. I mean, I have worked in so many commercials, and they want the perfect shot. For example, when you see a commercial with a chemtrail on it instead of a beautiful dark sky with fluffy clouds, I mean, they do that for some reason, because obviously it would look nicer to see a great sky with the normal fluffy clouds than that lines on the sky. But they put it there because they wanted that the people see it. So, and why? Because people, they will get accustomed of it. I mean, I can still remember how skies looked in my past when I was young. But the new people, I mean, people, first of all, they don't have even time to see the sky. Many people, they not even look up, you know. And
I say this all the time, Hans.
yeah,
Most people don't even look up.
exactly. Yeah.
You can pick 10 people. Just go outside of your house. Anybody listening to us.
Uh-huh.
Don't even pick 10. Pick 5. If you can find more than 2 people who ever looked up at the sky who don't know about chemtrails, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in other words, the reason why they don't know about the chemtrails, they never look up.
Exactly, and I made that experience. In fact, I uploaded a video of an actual interview with a neighbor. When I found a chemtrail in the sky, I took my camera and I went down to the neighbor and I say, "Let's go up to the roof and please, I have to show you something important." I took him up. I say, "Look at the sky," and he say, "Yeah, what?" And I say, "You don't see anything strange here?" And I say, "No, it's what?" And I say, "Okay." He didn't even see it, you know. He didn't even recognize it. Then I showed him, "But this one," and he said, "It's a cloud." And I say, "It's not a cloud." Yeah, but what is it then? I mean, people really, they not even know what's going on, you know. So that's, I mean, that's horrible. That's why we have to help. I mean, people like you, like me, and the other truth seekers who have learned about this. I mean, it depends on us to wake up the rest of the world, because if we don't do it and they succeed, you know, the new world order, let's say, call them like that, then the next generations they will be brainwashed since they are born, because they just will watch those kind of movies they want to give to us, or the news or the commercials. So we not even will know that there was another world in the past. We will be in a new world which is controlled by everything, and you know, like the surveillance cameras or the Big Brother cameras, like I call them, whatever. They will just wake up and see it as a normal thing. I mean, I ask myself, why are they're putting so many thousands of or millions of dollars for all these things. In Mexico City, for example, they bought 40,000 new Big Brother cameras, 4,000 police cars. I mean, it's a lot of money they spend for the police state and everything. I mean, why they don't spend the money for making the things better, or downing the prices, that people don't have problems, economical problems, for example, but they make everything more expensive, more vigilance everywhere. And I mean, we are on the wrong way, and that's what I like when you say, I hope that even the CIA is listening at us and whatever, because they are part of this, and if they see that it's wrong what's going on, I hope they will change the sides and say, okay, I quit my job, I don't like it anymore. And what we even need more is whistleblowers who are already there and know what they are planning to do to don't let it happen. You know, we need to get rid of this. I mean, it's for all the future, not just for our private friends, or I mean, for our people, also for their people, they have also families, and I mean, those people really, I hope they see the video and the radio, listen to the radio show right now, that they ask themselves if that is not good what they're doing, you know.
See, that's the problem.
Yeah,
A lot of times, the first person you have to ask the questions to is yourself.
yeah,
And so many people are afraid to do this because, you know, it changes the whole world. And it really does.
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. When you started to discover this stuff, right, you find that, my God, you know, all these years,
For
I'm
nothing.
like an idiot.
Exactly.
I don't realize. I thought I was a smart guy. I thought I understood things.
Right.
I'm not, you know, a fool, but
Yeah.
you know what? For these years, I've been a fool.
Yeah.
And this is the first thing you have to, like, admit to yourself. You have a problem.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The moment when I woke up, I told myself, like, why I was spending all this money for this shit. You know? I mean, I bought newspapers every day and magazines. I was watching every movie because, you know, you go to a movie theater, you see the trailers, you say, wow, that's a good movie, I have to see it, I have to see it. Spending money there. The commercials, they say, you need this, you need that. Okay, I need it, you know. And then you realize with the time, when I woke up, I say, I have spent so much money. I mean, in all those 35 years when I first bought things for my own, you know, when you're young, the parents and the family give you everything like gifts, and you don't spend that money. But when you're like a teenager, when you're going to school and you get your first money to go out with your friends, etc., then you're starting spending money. And the first thing what I wanted is like a time machine to return back and don't do all these errors I made, you know. And because with all that money I spent in all those years, now I really could buy my own place and never pay rent again. Because if you count that, what you spent for this and that, I mean, it's a lot of money. And you know that also that many things are is obsolete. How you say obsolescence, or I don't know that.
No,
word.
you're right.
Uh-huh.
You're right. Obsolete. Things become obsolete.
Exactly.
And you've now spent your time, your money with these obsolete things
Yeah.
that don't even matter anymore.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
Uh-huh.
and here's another thing about this that I want to make clear, is that it's not just the money you spent, but it was, you had to work for that. You had to
Exactly.
find a way to get that.
Your
so
life.
it was all of your time. You
Yeah.
spent your life,
Right.
not the money really, but your life. And they give
Exactly.
you this money to represent the piece of your life.
Exactly.
And then you gave it away again
Yep.
for something that doesn't even matter anymore.
Exactly. This is it. It's not,
Yeah.
I mean, money comes and goes, but your life is once. I mean, when you're getting old, you cannot buy more years to live longer or whatever. Maybe they are inventing that. Maybe, I mean, I guess they have the technology to, you know, to
The life,
control
yeah, the life
the age.
extension technology
Exactly.
that they
Maybe.
have.
Maybe that's why
And
they
they
make the chemtrails to make the people sick and offer them the solution. Okay, if you want clean air or this or that, or you want to feel better, it costs you money. But then we are with the same thing. We have to spend the money. We have to work for it to survive again and again. I mean,
See, I think
yeah.
I think no about that. I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
They don't need to offer us a solution to life,
yeah,
because we'll keep making more people that they can make sick and give drugs to treat, so that they can make them drug addicts. Well, they can do that. That's something they can keep doing over and over again, because people like myself will have children until they sterilize us. You know?
yeah.
And this is the scary thing to me. I'm not going to be on this planet too much longer.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
and I'm-
our days
that
are
they'll-
counted. Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that is the thing that tears at me,
Yeah.
is that I was a fool not just for myself in my lifetime, but I'm not leaving them something better because I wasted all of that before. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. We have to do that. I mean, we have to think in the future. If we cannot survive that much more longer, I mean, I really I don't believe that I will reach even 70 years. You know, I mean, I smoked a lot in my life. I did that. I had accidents. I mean, simply when you see what's going on, I mean, to get older than 70 years is almost impossible. And I see that older people, I mean, my uncles, for example, in Germany, they were smoking until they were 90 years old. But I mean, in the past it was possible, but now with all this chemicals and everywhere, I mean, they're killing us because they don't want that we get or how you say, when you're older, then you still get money from the government, you know, because imagine so many old people having nice time vacations and the government has to pay. No, they don't want that we are happy. They want to be happy. Right. They want to have the money.
It doesn't help their cause if we have retirement. Yeah. It doesn't help their cause if we have enjoyment. Exactly. It doesn't help their cause if our lives are easy.
Exactly.
You know, actually, it's very good. Kill us off younger. Blame it on us. You people are sick because it's your fault. But meanwhile, the GMOs in the food, the chemtrails, the nuclear waste, Fukushima, for God's sake.
Right.
You know, the terrible air quality, the garbage in the water, this poison.
Right.
You know, so they poison us every which way we go.
Exactly.
If you breathe, you're poisoned. You eat, you're poisoned. You drink, you're poisoned.
Exactly.
Even smoking a cigarette, like you said.
Yeah.
My relatives too, they could smoke and live 90. All, you know, the women mostly, they live longer, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
The point is that I had my great aunts and stuff like that. My grandmother's aunts and things like that. They lived to be 100, 90, no problem. Drinking and smoking, and usually they died when they wanted to.
Exactly.
They would decide. They would decide, I'm finished with life.
Right.
And they would stop eating. They would stop taking care of themselves. But it wasn't the cigarettes that killed them. Exactly. I mean, we learned a few years ago that they started to manipulate the amount of nicotine in tobacco. Okay, so people say, look, you're stupid, you smoke, that's fine. Okay, I can take that responsibility. That's my freedom to take that responsibility, fine. But first understand, nicotine is a very good pesticide. Okay, if it can kill bugs, it can kill people. Let's remember that. Okay. But the other thing is, if they're chemically manipulating this stuff to make it more addictive, they make it more hazardous, and even tobacco is not even the worst thing you can consume.
It's natural. I mean, it's like with the weed. I mean, what did people do in the past? Like even the Mayans and the Indians and whatever. I mean, they smoked the pipe of peace. I mean, that was natural, and you didn't die of that. I mean, just ask the people how many people die of tobacco and how many people die of weed. You know, I mean, but all this good stuff, let's say, it's forbidden to use. I mean, there are solutions, green solutions. Even I mean, we don't even need petroleum or oil or whatever. I mean, there's green energy and everything. I mean, there are healthy solutions to have a great planet. But when we see that the government not even push forward to that, I mean, this is the biggest proof that we see. I mean, everything with poison. You see now so many new cases of cancer. In Mexico, every third woman has breast cancer. That wasn't in the past. So I mean, it really seems they want to kill us instead to offer solutions, you know, or make the world a better place. I mean, we're on the wrong way. Following that system, you're on the wrong way.
Exactly, and 600%. I've seen even bigger increases in cancer than that, but the admitted numbers are 600% from a generation ago.
Yeah.
There are less smokers, so it's not just the tobacco smoke.
Exactly.
Okay. There's more people dying from cirrhosis of the liver, even though alcohol doesn't sell like it used to. And even in the United States, where we have a serious problem with this stuff, our alcohol is actually weaker than they used to make in Europe anyway. I mean, look, here's the honest thing, and I know you might know about this, I think.
Yeah.
But I remember in hearing many stories, and I had traveled to Europe at one time. They had beer in Germany for babies. Okay,
Wow.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I
But
remember my father gave me beer too, you know, with the cups or the things where you close it, you know, like drink it like this.
right,
Yeah.
right. So, but they had beer that's for the babies, and the
Wow.
baby beer in Germany
Uh-huh.
is stronger than what we drink here.
I want one.
Okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
That's
but
funny.
even so, throughout
Yeah.
European society,
Uh-huh.
there was plenty of alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm Sicilian. I'm Sicilian and Irish. So,
Uh-huh.
okay, some of my ancestors they drink warm beer. Some of my ancestors they drink red wine,
Uh-huh.
also warm.
Uh-huh. I mean,
But
with beer being a German, I mean, I know that beer is very important there because when I started to work in Germany, the first day at work, it was the first day I really got drunk because in Germany it's like you start in the morning working and then in the first break between 9 and 10 you can get a beer even at work. We have like a machines, you put a coin and then you take out your bottle of beer. So you start, let's say, drinking since the morning. Then, of course, when at 12 and when it's like lunchtime, then one or two beers again, and then at night another one or two or three until you go to bed. I mean, the whole day is like a beer day, even when you're working. You know,
right, this is normal.
it's normal, exactly.
But the death rate from alcohol was not like it is now.
Right. That's
You
why
see,
it's strange, you know. I mean, even
strange, right?
my grandmother drank one bottle of beer every day, and she got almost 90 years old. So it's she didn't die of beer.
Exactly. See, my great aunt, the first one that I learned about, she smoked cigarettes with no filter on them, like 3-4 packs every
Exactly.
day.
Even without filter,
Okay,
people did get
no
cancer.
filter,
Uh-huh.
and she drank whiskey, a bottle every day at least,
Uh-huh.
right? She lived to be 103.
Yeah.
I remember this lady when I was younger. She's not super active or anything, but still her mind is okay.
Uh-huh.
You know, we don't have all this Alzheimer's, Parkinson's,
Yeah.
dementia. Everybody's demented when they get to be 50, 60 almost half the time. And I'm sorry, you're 7 years older than me, but you're close to 50, so don't take it wrong. But
Yeah.
I'm 42, by the way. I
Okay.
look older than you, though. It's okay.
No. You know, what I always say, because many people say, "Ah, you're so old" and whatever. I say the real age you have in the heart. You know, I mean, be like you feel. Because I mean, I'm older than you, but I feel like 18. I mean, I have so much energy. If, just in case, for example, now if someone knocks the door and say, "Hey Hans, let's go to dance," even like John Travolta, I do it. I mean, I don't say, "Ah, you're almost 50. How that? What will think the people like an old fart dancing John Travolta?" No, I don't care. I mean, I want to be happy myself, and that is what people are here in Mexico, for example. There are so many old people. I know so many old people. For example, here there's 2 times a week a street market, and they're old. Like you call them maybe hippies, but they have so much more power. They're like almost 60 years old, and they're still drinking and smoking and having fun and talking about let's go to the beach. I mean, here in Mexico at least. There is no frontier of age. I mean, they live like they want to live. In Germany, that is the problem. That's why I don't like to go back to live there. It's not just because it's so cold. It's also because of the mentality. Because I saw it on many of my friends. They are now behaving like old people, and they're still also young. You know, they say, "No, I have my family. I have to watch a football game, and this is it. It just work." But they don't see that there's another side of life where you can be happy. And yeah, that's why I'm here, you know. And I just feel happy. After that show, for sure I go for a rum and coke, and have a nice night, you know, and smoke some cigarettes here. I don't care. But I'm happy at least. And when I die one day, then I can say at least I was happy, you know. I wasn't just a slave, a robot. I had fun in life, you know.
You lived your life.
Right.
That's the important thing.
Exactly.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So look, I'm going to do something now because I'm almost at the end of my first hour.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
No commercials or anything. But here's the deal. I never asked this of another guest because I'm asking you all these questions, right? And I'm pushing you to talk and everything else.
No,
If you have any
I appreciate
if you
it.
have any questions for me,
Yeah.
fire away, sir.
Okay, now let's do it vice versa. Okay, yeah.
Why not?
Why not? I mean, we are anyway. I feel. I mean, I don't know you for years. I just had the pleasure to talk to you one day, and but I see you like a brother. I mean, it's like the same frequency. And I say, why the hell we can't even have a beer right now here? I mean, I trust you, and I mean, it's like when you're awake and you meet people who are awake too. You see more. I mean, you feel that is a friend, you know, a real friend or a real brother. But when you're sleeping, when you're for the system, you see all the same people too. So I mean, those people are like they identify themselves like robots and go along with them. But I go along with you, for example, because we are in the same frequency there. But I want now that the people are going to the same frequency to us, to join us, you know, to wake up also other people, because it feels just great to have brothers, you know. And
This is true.
yeah, and it's I mean, okay, now let's ask me. Oh, I will ask you now things. What age you got awakened?
You know, it was a tough process because I started to come around after September 11th.
Okay.
At first, during September 11th, I believed the lie. I thought, just like, you know, mostly everybody that I saw
Me
around
too.
me thought.
Uh,
I'm in New Jersey at that time, right?
yeah.
And I tried to get in there to help people. I'm upset because of the people that were hurt. And I saw that, you know, on the television. I tried to get into New York City, but they had closed it down. I wanted to help dig people out because this is the kind of person that I am. They shut it down. There was no way I could get in. So I sent supplies to the guys who were doing it. The more I thought about this, the more I watched what happened. And I had already done years of work with the Kennedy assassination and knew the government could lie. But even knowing that, I also had personal experience with the government lying to me about my father because he had served in Vietnam and had been in the Army. And when I filled out some paperwork to get some help for school, because my father was in the Army, he died already, my government came back and told me that I had not a right to ask for this because my father had never been in the Army, even though I had proof he was in the Army. According to their records, he doesn't exist. So I knew the government lied, but it still took me a long time to wrap my mind around that huge of a thing. I would say probably up until 2003, I couldn't get out of it. And the more I looked, and using my JFK research, because I know a lot about that assassination, I built off of that, and I saw how it led to other things. And then I thought again about things that I had seen in the news over the years, and I looked back at those, and I realized that they were lying then too. So very quickly I knew the media was lying, I knew the government was lying, and I started to ask the most terrible question in my life, which is why?
Exactly. And what do you think? Why? Why they're doing that?
It's a matter of control. If you can keep us busy, both by destroying the financial system so there's no way to succeed anymore. And like I said, we saw this in my lifetime only. When I was a small child, I was always taught that you could succeed. You could always earn money. You could be anything.
Right.
But this isn't real.
Yeah.
If you're connected already, if you're born in the right place, you can be something. but otherwise you can't.
Yeah, you said
So
something.
these things,
Okay.
so these things came together,
Uh-huh.
and that's when I consider I was awake, because I realized that everything
Yeah.
was all there just to keep me busy. It was there to keep me in place. And I wasn't alone. It wasn't just me. It's not like I'm paranoid, the whole world is just against me.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that everyone is in the same position that I see. Everyone that I can put my eyes on
Yeah.
is like me,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, exactly. No, in my case, was the same. I mean, when you grow up, you get. I mean, they push you in your almost in your brain, like you need to work. You only will have success if you are studying and putting time and this and that and money and whatever. They want to push you like. I mean, to push you to be a part of the money system and whatever, you know. And that is what I see in my brother. He's so happy to have to work in a place, because he told me it's forever. Where I am, they never will fire me. I will be there until I retire, because they love me all and I gain a lot of money. I can buy everything what I want. I mean, he is happy. I mean, they got him like yeah, that brainwashed. So sorry, my brother. Maybe he will listen to me one day, and he will say, "Why you say that?" and that. But I mean, it's true. I mean, just see that. Have you ever seen people with 70 years or 69 years old working in an office or in a factory? No. I mean, there is a certain age, and they will get fired. I mean, even if my brother is thinking he will make it until 70 years. I doubt it. I mean, I have seen him last time. He's coughing also. I mean, he is like. I mean, if he really survives other 25 years more, it's a miracle, that system we are living now. You know, but he's still happy. I mean, I couldn't do much to wake him up. I told him about the chemtrails, but he say. I mean, he woke up a little bit. It's not possible that he will change his mind from one second to the other. I know that. But at least the 2 weeks he was here in Mexico visiting me, he had a lot of fun, because we went to Acapulco, we had some beers and parties and everything. He lived, and I saw him happy. But then he said, no, tomorrow when I'm back in Germany, I have to get up at that time. I said, oh my God, change your alive. I mean, go. I mean, you don't have to leave your country. You can do it wherever you are. To be happy, you don't need a special place. I choose Mexico because I don't like the snow and the cold and whatever. But my brother really could do it, and I always pray. I say, please, please, because it's the only one he's left from my family. My parents are dead. I mean, I don't have roots anymore. That's another reason that I don't need a special place to live. I go there where I feel happy, you know. But I hope my brother one day he will really wake up and believe it. I mean, it's people you love, and that's why I'm trying to help all other people too, because when you meet someone, I mean, it's a human being. It's not a robot, even if they behave like robots working in this, but I mean, they still have brains and hearts and whatever, and this is what I like to help, and as good as I can. I cannot wake up the whole people. For sure, many people who are watching me now, they're saying, no, Hans, you're crazy, get a job. That is what the people also told me, because I spent too much money in the maintenance of my computers to make that happen, to have equipment to make live streams. They say, Hans, let that, you won't get rich with this. I mean, I not even want to get rich. I not even receive money for that what I'm doing. I do it from my heart. But you know, people who are in the system, they just think in the system. But the people have to wake up and see, no, okay, you're right. That's we can have a better life, you know. And okay, it doesn't cost you money. It costs. I mean, to change. To be free, it's for free. I mean, this is what people have to see. It's not impossible. You can do it. Nobody pushes you to be free. If you want to be free, you can be free. You know.
See, this is the way I put it.
Yeah.
You know, hamsters in cages.
Yeah.
That do nothing their whole life but eat, drink, and run on a wheel. Some of them might be happy. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not a hamster.
Right. That's a good
I'm a
example.
human being.
Exactly. Yeah, you
Human
think
being.
outside the box, you know? You have to think outside
Exactly.
the
That's
box.
literally outside of the box.
Yeah.
Think outside of the box. Think outside of the cage.
Yeah.
And don't be a hamster.
Exactly. That's the best ever I have heard about to compare this. Like a hamster, really. We are like hamsters because we just see where we are. You know, the wheel is like the obligations we think we have to do. But
And
if you
you know
open,
what, though? I got to say this, though. I feel bad for some of the hamsters because of this one thing.
yeah,
These hamsters, when they die, somebody throws them away
oh yeah.
and they get another one.
Yeah,
So remember
replace.
this, if you enjoy your time in the system
Uh-huh,
and you're not trying to get out of the cage, not trying to get out of the box,
uh-huh.
remember this, when you die, they'll probably put you in a Lipton tea box and throw you away.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's like this, and this is what I also told my to my brother. Don't wait that you are working, or don't think that you really will be there until 70 years old. I mean, there will be a time because people are getting sick earlier. I mean, with the Alzheimer and all those new cancers and whatever. And I bet you. I mean, I really. I have to write it down and make it real, like putting something I like to for making that bet that he won't be in that company until 70 years because he will get replaced. I mean, a guy with 70 years. I mean, nothing because of the age, but with that age, people are already almost dead if you don't change environmental things here, you know. So well, what I think, I mean, there are other people growing up right now, university with power and for I mean, as intelligent, new technology, and what they all know. I mean, he will get replaced like that, and they will give him maybe some little money to survive if he have worked for so many years or whatever, and that's it. But he won't be able to enjoy his last days like he should, you know, because I mean.
No. They'll put him in the tee box.
Exactly,
A
like
little
a
early,
hamster. Yeah,
and it'll be a nice tee box,
Uh-huh.
but he's still going in the tee box. I know.
Exactly. I mean, the destiny is there, and we all know we when we get born, we don't get born with money and clothes. We're naked and we die naked. So whatever we are spending now, money and whatever and time to make a great place, we won't have anything of this. But we can take our memories with us. This is at least here with us, you know. So I wanna die happy at least. That's why I'm smoking it, and I don't feel even sick of it. People say if you smoke one box of cigarettes, you should be dead. It's not the cigarettes which is killing you. I can promise that.
No, you know, my friend on this network, Jim Punky, loves to say this and has said it many times to me, and I've taken it from him. Because it's so smart and so precise, and I don't remember where he got it from, but that's where I heard it from, okay?
Yeah.
He said that too often people have learned to love things and use people.
Yeah.
The truth about people, the truth about happiness, the truth about the world is that things are meant to be used. People are meant to be loved.
Yeah.
If you can change your thinking in this way, and everyone does this, if we get enough people to do this,
Yeah.
this world will be better like that,
Right. Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
And so I love it when he says that. I really do.
Uh-huh.
I really do.
Yeah.
And just for people listening, by the way, because I forgot at the top of the hour, you are listening to the Ochelli Effect on UCY.TV radio. And, you know, I am talking to Hans from Project Lights Out. We're having just a general sort of discussion about a lot of things here. And I'm glad that you've joined us tonight. And if you're listening to us on the MP3s, great. I'm so happy. I'm sure you'll also catch this on YouTube because Hans will post a video for it too. You already have my permission. Don't even ask.
Thanks.
Whenever I talk to you,
Uh-huh.
whenever I talk to you, if you want to post, you know, if I have a 5-minute conversation with you, post it.
Okay, thanks. No, same to you. I mean, there are no copyrights, but whatever you find good from my side, and you want to make your own video one day or whatever, you can put my words there. I don't care. I mean, this is it. Caring is sharing. Sharing is caring. I mean, if we don't do it, who else will do it? I mean, we don't listen to the things on TV or radio. I mean, it's just, I mean, it depends on you and me, for example, and the other truth seekers. They're all welcome to join, and whoever, even the people who are watching this, if they say, okay, I like that sentence he said, you know, okay, take it. I give you permission. You can share it. It's for free. I mean, I don't want to get rich with that. I will feel just great if I can change something, even a little bit. That will make me happy. I don't need any money for that, because anyway, when I'm dead, I cannot take any cent with me. But I can take my satisfaction with me, that I say I did something, you know. And this is my sense of life. And there's another thing, because many people say, for what I'm living, I'm just living to work. I don't see sense of life. I don't believe in love. I mean, there's so many people thinking like that. I mean, there is a sense of life and there's love, but if you're not looking for that, you never will find it. It's like you said with the hamster thing. You're just in the cage, seeing that wheel, and that's it. Open the fucking door, go out and see the sunshine. See that there are more hamsters looking for other hamsters, for example. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. I love the hamster thing. It's excellent. I will talk about that with my friend. I will say, are you a hamster? You know, in Mexico we say that there's another similar thing. You know, you're living like a bird in a golden cage. You know, you see the gold, you're in the cage, you're at home, but it's like just you are there, because many birds, like the Australian birds, or I don't know what are all those names. You know, the home birds who are living actually in cages like the hamsters, is the same shit. You know, you're in a fucking cage. The cage can be so beautiful. There can be everything inside. The mirrors for the birds, for example, nice things where they can jump from there and whatever. But it's just there. I mean, open the door in the yeah. I have here some words here. Okay. Yeah.
That's okay. Listen, I put it this way too. A cage made of gold is still a prison.
Exactly,
So,
it's still a fucking prison, and you need to open the door, and then you see. So I mean, then you really see the world, and it's endless. Imagine the bird when he goes out; he not even can reach other countries in his lifetime, because it's so huge, so much nature here, you know. And this happened with us too. I mean, we are living in a house. Many people cannot afford more than a small room, for example. And many people are living together in a small room. For example, many immigrants in other countries, I see that even Mexico, there are many Argentines here, because they can make more money here. So they rent in the expensive zone just a room or a small apartment, and they're living 4 or 5 people there, like a prison, you know. And they and to pay that, they have to work. I mean, this, for example, my friends who are working like extras. I mean, we even get to work more hours than the law permits. You know, normally you shouldn't work more than 8 hours or something, but sometimes you have to work like 27 hours for the same money. But what counts for the people is when they see the paycheck, they say, "Here is it. With that money, now I can pay the rent." You know, and it continues and continues every day the same. Just working to survive in a small place without being happy. And when I saw that's why I cannot return to the system, because I opened the door and I saw what happened outside, you know.
Right. I mean, you value happiness.
Yeah.
And this is a big important thing, and I don't say it enough, but you know, this is the truth. It doesn't matter about the stuff that you collect or how much money you have, whether you leave it to somebody or anything else. In your time, if you get some happiness and you give some happiness,
right, yeah,
then you've done something special.
Exactly. And I love to give love, you know, to transmit how I feel, you know. I mean, because I like to share that experience. It's simply when I compare myself like I was before I started Project Lights Out, before 2007. I mean, I spent the half of my life like a stupid. Sorry to say that, but I really feel like I was stupid. I was a fucking idiot, believing in something which is not even true. You know.
See, I felt the same way, but
Fuck.
you know what? It makes me feel better
Yeah.
knowing that I'm not the only fool, because I feel like I'm a fool, you know.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel better
Exactly.
that I'm not the only one who made that mistake. I still wish I had that time back. I still wish I had those resources back.
Yeah.
I still wish I had my youth back, because even though, like you said, you were trying to help people, you were trying to make things better, but here was the problem, and it's not your fault.
Exactly.
But you and I
didn't
both
do it.
didn't understand
Exactly.
what the real problem was.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to start over your life, you know. I mean, I'm okay. I'm older now, but I still. I mean, I believe I still have some years to enjoy my life. But it was anyway great to see the difference, you know, because then I mean now I really feel great, and in the past I thought I feel great when I get my paycheck for working so hard and whatever, but now I know at least the other happiness of life, you know, and I say no, there's something much better, and this is what I want to transmit to the people. There's something better. Just go out of that hamster cage or bird cage and you find it. It's really it's worth it to wake up, and you won't regret it. You are not the same anymore like in the past. You will be a lovely person. I know that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So listen, Hans, you
Yeah.
have the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I have actually I have two. I had three in the past, but one got censored because of uploading a video talking against the government and stuff like that, you know. Okay, but I still have two. One with the ending lights out 9999, you know, 9999. Lights out 9999. Okay, this is the one. I cannot upload videos longer than 15 minutes because I got censored because I made an interview with a pilot about chemtrails, so they censored me. Yeah, it was excellent interview, and very. I mean, it helped a lot to wake up more people because it was a real pilot. He admits that there are chemtrails. Okay, it's another story then.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I had the same problem with my YouTube channel because
Yeah.
I can't make a video more than 15 minutes long, and
Yeah.
I have too much to say, so I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I let it go. But
Uh-huh.
you know what it was? The same kind of thing, though, is I put up stuff. They hit me with copyright problems.
Yeah.
They hit me with saying I had adult material when it wasn't even adult material. I didn't even use foul language on my video,
Yeah,
and I
man.
got censored.
Yeah.
Then I got a notice. This is another funny thing. I got a notice from both YouTube and Daily Motion, because I put up a Daily Motion channel also. And they said that the notice was very simple. It said, you're banned in Germany.
Oh, yeah, censorship, totally censorship. Yeah, okay, now my second YouTube channel where I still can upload videos longer, as long as I want to, let's say. It's just youtube.com / what's the name, and then Project Lights Out, together one word, Project Lights Out. And this video of today, for example, of us talking here, will be on that channel. And I also have a Vimeo channel, which it's a good channel too, the Vimeo, because they are not that much problematic with the copyright stuff, you know.
Cool.
I mean, YouTube is, I mean, why the hell they have to censor things? I mean, it's for free, people upload it. I mean, that is controlled by the Jews. My girlfriend said, yeah, you know, yeah, it's yeah, we have to. I think we would have like 10 hours more to talk about this, because yeah, we are controlled by someone over us. It seems it's really the Jews. I mean, I'm not a racist. Okay, I'm German and everything. I have short hair. I mean, I'm kind of bald now, but I mean, I have a lot of Jewish friends around here in Germany. Also, I know people in Mexico. There's one.
They're not Jewish.
Yeah. Let me talk, please. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry,
They were
Okay.
born in Jewish families, but they're not Jewish. They
Yeah.
don't believe in Jewish doctrine. The Jewish doctrine makes people supremacist.
Okay.
And the ones that are born into Jewish families but don't believe in that are not Jewish. They're actually just people.
Yeah. I mean, it's like every religion. I mean, I'm Catholic, but I don't go to church. That doesn't mean that I'm a freak, like walking around with the cross and preaching in the street. No, I mean, it's like we get born. You know, some are born Jewish, some Catholics, evangelics, and other religions. I mean, that's okay. You're still a human being, but as I had found or have found out in investigations also, I mean, it's going back thousands of years, all this history of the governments and New World Order stuff. It's not just now. I mean, in the past they didn't have maybe internet, but they did it on their own way. I mean, there's a certain group who is taking over the governments, and I have seen that. I mean, you just put Jews and Bush, and you see all the bearded people together with Bush signing some contracts. I don't know what they were signing, but they're proofs. I mean they're in the government. I'm not racist. I don't hate them, but this kind of group who is over us doing all this shit. I mean, those are the dangerous people, because normally people are not killing each other. I mean,
and being Jewish is not a race.
Being Jewish is not a race, she said?
No, it's not a race. It is a religion.
It's a religion?
But they still are taught that it's a race. And so people that are born into it think that they are a race. They're not a race.
Okay.
It's a religion. And so if they believe in that religion, they are Jewish. If they don't believe in that religion, they're not Jewish. But they're being taught that they are a race to keep them all together, to support this cult of Luciferians who is trying to take over the entire planet.
Okay, did you get that?
I hear all that. You know, do me a favor though, Hans, because my listeners don't know who that is. You want to just give a way for my listeners to know who that is?
Okay, that is Jennifer Aris. Jen, get your ass over here. To show your face that people see you. Okay. It's Jennifer. She's from California, United States. She's now for some months here in Mexico City. So she's also researching a lot about this issue about the New World Order stuff and everything. Maybe one day you could have a great chat. I mean, she speaks at least English better than I do.
And I understand what's happening in America because I'm from there, and I understand that the way that the American government is treating people is not American. Don't blame the Americans for this. It's not American. Most Americans are brought up in the Christian Catholic faith, but what you're seeing coming out of the government is not American. It is completely foreign, and they are torturing people. They're torturing people in their homes. They're called targeted individuals.
That's because we no longer control our government.
Yeah.
We have not controlled it for many years.
Shut down their political opposition. As the Jews take control of that country, they want to shut down anyone who knows what they're doing. And so you have a whole bunch of people who are being targeted to shut them up because the Jews want to take total control of that country, to have total control of the most powerful country on the earth in order to fulfill their objectives. And the most scary thing is knowing what they did in Russia, because they did this in Russia a long time ago and ended up massacring a whole bunch of Christians. So you can't treat it really lightly. It's very dangerous. It's very sincere. And I have no reason to believe that these people have changed at all.
You know what? I don't treat anything lightly. I got to tell you, first of all.
Expecting
but
the same behavior from them that you
to me, this
read
is
about
the international bankers. You know.
And we have to.
This is what it
stand up against them. We have to know who the enemy is.
That you can listen to him. I give her the headphones because I don't have a loudspeaker, so she cannot understand you.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I'm trying to say something to you, and you just kept going, and I'm like, okay, I'll let you talk. I didn't know you couldn't hear me. I'm sorry.
No, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, here's the thing. You know, for me, I understand the whole, you know, the Jewish and the Christian thing. This is not, to me, the big issue, and I'll tell you why. It is about the international bankers. Now, I know that
They're
a lot
Jewish.
of that is, but not all, and not really.
It doesn't matter. The Jews control
Not
it.
really. I get what you're saying, but not really. These people are not really Jews in the sense that you can understand Jews.
No.
Okay?
The actual Jewish religion drives this ideology. There's no separating it. People want to separate Zionism, Judaism, all this crap. There's no separating these things. It is religious extremism that is causing these people to try to take over the planet. It's exactly what's happening. It's like they tried to convince you about fearing the Muslims and fearing everybody on earth, you know, the Russians and Venezuelan government, and they keep pulling this crap because they want you to fear everybody but your real enemy. Your real enemy is the New World Order, which is Jewish. Absolutely, 100%, no doubt. They are religious extremists who are trying to take over the world because they think that they're chosen people and that they're supposed to. And that's it. I mean, that's it. It's just like if Catholics were trying to take over the whole planet, or Muslims are trying to take over the whole planet. Except we're dealing with Jews trying to take over the whole planet, and that's all it is. It's so simple. There is no complication here. It's not the Jesuits. It's not the Luciferians, even though they kind of are Luciferians, but it's not them. It's the Jews. They're pissed because the Christians and the Catholics and the Muslims are fucking going after them, after their beliefs, because they hate Christianity. They hate Christ. They killed Jesus Christ. So they have to try to get on top of what's happening, and they're trying to take over the whole world because they do not want to be subjugated again. Which is actually kind of silly if you think about it now, because the Catholics and the Christians of this day are not going around killing people necessarily in the name of Christianity or Catholicism. You don't see that. You don't see them doing that. No, you see people who are misled by the Jews.
I see plenty of people that call themselves Christians. I see plenty of people that call themselves Catholics who are involved in the slaughter and the massacre.
But it doesn't matter. What you're seeing is Christians who have been brainwashed to support Jews no matter what. They've been brainwashed. The Bible says support Israel no matter what.
Listen,
this is why you should kill people. This is why they're doing this. They're brainwashed. They are not listening to reality. They are not looking at the history of the situation. The Jews killed Jesus Christ. They are going to kill the Christians too. And so what they did was they brainwashed.
Hang on just a second. Because we're actually, just so you know, this is on my radio show right now. So I just want to get in a word. I'm not trying to be pushy. I'm letting you say what you want to say.
Okay.
But I didn't expect to have this conversation, believe me. But let's understand something, okay? Historically speaking, I am not a Christian, just so you know, okay? I'm also not a Jew.
Okay.
I'm not part of any of these standard religions that most people think of, okay?
Okay.
I'm not part of any of those faiths. So, as someone who examines history, as far as I'm concerned, there is no historical proof for even the existence of Jesus Christ. Now, I'm telling you my opinion, okay? Because this is what we're after, and I listened to what you had to say. You got to understand something, though. And I really want you to look, and please come back and tell me I'm wrong if you see this differently. But this type of system existed before the Jewish temples, existed before the Talmud was made public, existed before that religion even sprung up. This stuff is older than that. I really want you to look at that. I'm not saying that there isn't an evil Zionist conspiracy out there. There absolutely is. And you know what? If they kill me tomorrow for it, let them. You're right about that. But I'm telling you now, you got to dig a little deeper here. It's not just that simple. And you're being misled a little bit. This isn't about Christian. This isn't about Judaism. This isn't about anything. Because if that were the case, There's a whole lot of places where Christianity is almost non-existent. They're being punished the same way the rest of us are. They're being poisoned the same way the rest of us are. So where is the sense to that?
I can explain that too.
Okay, please.
Yeah, I think the myths and a lot of the stories that these people are telling that they call religion, I think those myths actually existed before these religions existed. I think they captured those myths and they integrated them into their religions. With the Jewish religion, the reason I focus on that one is because it is the one that is actually being used right now in order to justify these people's ideology and justify them taking over the world. It's not, technically it's not just Judaism. I mean, there's some people who don't fall into this category. It's actually a cult that's within Judaism that's doing it, I think. There's been certain people who came out and formed the Satanic Church, which was a Jew. And there's other people, you know, they keep coming out of that religion to form these different sects, like Satanism, like Marxism, like communism, and all these things, in order to keep fighting for what they think is what they have to do, which is take over the world. As far as the other aspects of it, like when it comes to the religious side of it, a lot of Jews, of course, are just worshiping God. They have nothing to do with this. They don't want anything to do with this. And a lot of them probably have no knowledge of it. It's actually like a separate cult within Judaism that has basically, they're Luciferian. Basically, they've taken things to the extreme, and literally, they've taken the Bible literally. And they're trying to follow the Bible literally, is what it looks like. And they're actually trying to make Armageddon happen in order to snuff out the other religions. They want to take out Christianity, Catholic, Islam. They want to take out all religions except their own. I actually saw a video the other day of a very young Jewish man stating that they are a corrosive force because they want to erase borders, because they want to erase all other gods, not just one god, but all other gods. And that is how you determine that it's an ideology. And ideologies are very dangerous because they're going to take the freedom and rights away from everybody. You know, I can understand wanting to educate people. If something is not true, of course, educate them with the truth. But trying to take out all religions with no education and just trying to subvert all other peoples is wrong. And that's what I see these people doing. I see it as a cult. I see it as a cult that is trying to take over the world, and it's based on Judaism, unfortunately.
Well, everything is a cult until it's legitimized by the size. Let's be honest, okay? And the reality here is that most of this stuff that you're talking about, the concept of Luciferianism and all this type of stuff, again, it pre-exists what you're talking about. This is not even, I can't relate it to that. You know what I'm saying? This type of stuff was going on before the time that Christ could have lived even. But if you notice, the archetypes are the same. You know, even the sun god, if you look at the sun god, if you look at Gilgamesh, that story, if you look at the synthesis between all of these different religions, there is a reason why the story arc is very similar, okay? Honestly, mankind doesn't have most of its own natural history, okay? Our history is very brief that we have in our hands at this point. There is evidence, and I'm not saying that I know this backwards and forwards, but I'm telling you, if you look, you'll find that there is evidence for what I'm saying, that this is something that you're being misled about, because within the Jewish faith, let's just say, within the Catholic Church, within any of these large organized religions, there is a control mechanism which is there to keep everybody busy, everybody at each other's throats. The same thing is done with politics. The same thing is done with social norms. The same thing has been done for centuries. Before there were books to teach anybody, this was already being done. It's about the unreal world versus the real world. And you know what? One of the most interesting things that you said there, and I'm glad you said it, is that some of the mythologies, which are called mythologies in the religion, some of the stories, some of the parables, all of that have been retold, repackaged, and it lends it to the idea that there is A, some truth to the lesson, and B, that there is some truth to probably where it originated. But I think in our time where we're sitting right now, we can never find the records of where those things really originated. But we know for what we see now that this goes across religious lines. This has nothing to do with the borders of whatever country you're in. This has nothing to do with the color of your skin. This has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with the slaves and the slave owners. And I got to just say that I don't go along with the idea that everything is a Jewish conspiracy. There's plenty of them. But there's also Catholic conspiracies. There is also, I don't know what to call them because they have an amorphous sort of religious belief where it's like a death cult anyway. Death cults have controlled cultures before we had recorded history. You know, you can see that evident in cave paintings, if you like, that this has always been going on. So that's how I feel about it, to be honest with you. And just on a personal note, by the way, the short time that I spent in California some years ago, I got to say that I do also resent you calling it part of the United States, because that's like another planet out there on the West Coast. That is definitely otherworldly. And I don't know if that's why it was chosen for a lot of the mainstream propaganda to come out of there. If you want to talk about the control of Hollywood, all day long we can say that that's a Jewish controlled thing. No problem. If we want to talk about the control of the West Coast and East Coast media, I can't argue with you there. The control of the politics in America right now, absolutely. But when
there
I
is
see
no
that,
but.
well,
They
no,
have
the problem is,
They
why
have it
slaughter Indians?
all. Don't you understand? They have it all. I mean, if you have Hollywood, you have the media, and you have the government. What else is left to control the people? Have you
Well,
have
that's
you
the
researched
point, though, isn't it?
what happened in Russia? These people, they
Done plenty of
took
research
over.
on Russia.
They took over Russia. Kind of camouflaged as communist. I mean, their religion is sort of communist anyway, but they took over Russia and started slaughtering people and stealing their shit. I mean, literally. They just took over the government and started slaughtering and stealing. I mean, I already see it happening in America too. And there's not much else to earn. What else can you own? If you own, I mean, seriously, if I owned the media, the newspapers, Hollywood, and the government, I have control of the whole country. There's nothing else, you know? And so that's why I don't concentrate on anything else, because if that's what they've done, then that's the major threat. You know, I'm scared that these people are still brainwashed to the point where they may pull another Russia in America, and I think they are doing it because.
Yeah, but which time? Because we saw the revolution, we saw the czars that came up, we saw the overthrow of the Russian royal family, we saw they
killed them. They killed the family. They killed the czar.
Of course.
And now they're totally against Russia because why? Did Putin say that he's a Christian? I think I remember him saying he's Christian. Yeah. This is a religious war. See, people don't understand this. It is a religious war that the Jews have orchestrated to be fought against their enemies. without actually calling it a religious war. They want to pretend that they're all professional and that it's just against terrorism and these problems and those problems and what have you, but it's really about religion and resources. Because if you think about it, I mean, how long can the Jews exist on the earth if the Catholics, Christians, and Muslims get too much power? They can't.
It's irrelevant.
Both those
organized
religions are
religion
against
itself, organized religion itself is a mechanism of control.
them. I know. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's all
of
there
them
is to it. Organized religion is just control. So I don't see why you would need to slaughter one particular sect like the Christians. I don't buy that, to be honest.
That's why I'm sick, because I feel like that's what I feel like what they did was they totally threw Muslims under the bus and tried to get the Christians to fight them and hate them, while at the same time Judaism is actually, in my opinion, after studying all these religions, I think Judaism is actually the worst of all of them. And so I think what they did was they tried to pit everybody against everybody else except them. That's why it's really hard to criticize Judaism. If you do it in a public manner, they usually make you recount your words and everything, like a lot of celebrities had to do.
That's not what I'm about. You know, believe me, I'm not here to defend the banking conspiracy that's been going on. That is one of the most universal forms of control there is.
That's another issue.
But I'm just saying but it's not another issue.
No, but I mean, it's like, it's comical. I mean, imagine the Hollywood, the government, the media, the banks, your mind, the music. I mean, it's everything. They've controlled everything because they think that we're too stupid to notice it. They consider us stupid, dumb cattle. That's what they think of us. And that's why they have gotten this far, because people have been trusting and loving. You know, they think we're stupid cattle, but we're actually trusting and loving human beings. And they have taken advantage of our good nature and taken over the world. It's absolutely sick.
Well, I gotta say that if you dig a little deeper, I really believe that you're going to find it goes past that. They may have very much hijacked that religion, but religion is not even the problem here. This is a matter of elitism that existed long before any of these texts, you know, and everything has been co-opted, and all of these organized religions at this point are nothing but mechanisms of control. And I ask you to consider one thing. I'm not trying to argue with you, but I do disagree with you. I want you to know. Here's the thing. If that was the case, okay, it doesn't explain a whole lot of the rest of our history. It doesn't explain, you know, the bloodletting that went on in the name of Christianity, unless you're telling me that that was also Jewish control. It doesn't explain the bloodletting that went on when many of the localized pagan tribes throughout Europe were also slaughtered wholesale when the newer and larger cults took over in various countries. You know, the United States is an interesting study, that's for sure. But understand that even looking at the Declaration of Independence, which is a document that you may, I don't know for sure because I don't know you, I've never spoken to you before, but do you appreciate the Declaration of Independence as a document?
I have mixed opinions about everything about America because it seems that, I mean, even that some Jews are actually outright admitting that Christopher Columbus was a Jew. And I know there's some speculation whether he actually discovered America, and maybe it was this other person, Amerigo, and whatnot. But it's actually quite interesting because the theory is that they came here trying to escape the Spanish Inquisition, which would have been people trying to convert the Jews to Christianity. So if they were trying to convert them to Christianity, and let's say they just got pissed off and they wanted to leave, and decided, oh, we're going to go try to sail the ocean blue and try to find a new place, that may have been what happened. We don't know, because they cover history. They do not give us the truth. But it does make sense. It does make sense that they would have left Spain with the money that they were given by their supporters or whatever, and went and tried to discover another land for the Jews without actually telling you. They don't have to actually say that's what they're going to do. I mean, they were under opposition. So if they were Jewish and they didn't want to convert to Christianity because there's no way they could believe that Jesus Christ was the Savior, they tried to find another land. And when they found that land, they massacred everyone there too. This is the sick thing. I mean, so everywhere I look, all I see is the Jews massacring people.
Okay, that's what you see. But you know what? I think that you have been kind of manipulated to see this. Christopher Columbus was an Italian, first of all, who was
Italian Jewish converted to Christianity by force.
Okay, if that's what you think,
that's what the Jews think.
Argue about it.
The Jews think that. Okay, they think he was probably Jewish.
Well, you know what? There's these guys who are African Americans in New York City that say that they are the original Israelites, and they have many followers, and that is the way that is. Okay, that's a whole other thing. Amerigo Vespucci, by the way, was a different explorer, and was given credit because an Italian map maker had made the best map of, the best representative map of the United States at the time, which was not called the United States, but this is why that ended up being called America, which is a misspelling of his name, which I bring up during the intro of my show as well. I know a great deal about Roman history. I know a great deal about that empire as well. And, if you think that the Jews controlled the Roman Empire, I don't know what to tell you.
I kind of think that they probably tried to, and that's what caused the fall. Seriously. Because when you look at all of these historical events from that perspective, you can see how this could have caused all of it.
But you can blame everything on space aliens, too.
No, I have no evidence for space aliens.
Yes, you can. You can find just as much evidence for space aliens.
I don't have evidence for them.
But you can find it if you wish to look for it.
Not really, no.
Okay.
You have books written by men and whatnot. You don't have books written by actual Jewish people. When you have books written by actual people of that faith, you can kind of see what happened,
So let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this then, and then I don't know what I'll do after this, but let me just run this by you and see what you think.
Okay.
What are the chances that this type of information is out there in order to mislead you from the real enemy? What are the chances that this is also disinformation? Because everything must be questioned. I'm sure you can agree with me there. Everything needs to be questioned.
Absolutely.
So the historians that they pass down to us and everything else that they pass down to us, I assume you're not older than me, or if you are, not by much, that's for sure. You haven't lived more than a half century, right?
I'm 40.
There you go. You're 2 years younger than me. So how do you put any stock in any of the history that you believe you're reading?
That I believe what?
Okay, the historical information that you've gathered, right? How do you know that that's not a lie in order to pin it on them so that you don't look at the true controllers?
Okay. Well, basically what I've done is I've studied religion and learned what extremism looks like. So I can recognize it. If I go on a Jewish website and I see it, I can see it right away. It's just like seeing a homophobic person or someone who's prejudiced against blacks, or Hispanics. I can see it right away. And so that's what I do. I spy on these people. And so I learn what their religion is about, and I've also spied on actual Jews and seen it for myself. I have seen them be this way. I didn't come to this conclusion out of my own mind. I watched what they said, what they did, how they acted, and came to this conclusion based on their actions.
Having studied ancient religions far older than Judaism, having studied documents at the Vatican myself, having studied at other religious libraries, I've got to tell you, you're taking a very selective view here. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I don't find the same evidence as you do, because this type of mechanism, this type of elitism pre-existed their cult, as far as I'm concerned, because I don't subscribe to their belief. I don't subscribe to the crossbred belief, which I believe is Christianity, which actually has taken and harmonized other ancient gods and other ancient mythology in order to make it more palatable. This is what has gone on. So I believe that all of these religions that are so-called modern religions at this time are merely the echoes of older things, because you can find that evidence if you look hard enough. Okay. I appreciate your opinion, but I've got to tell you, I can't swing with the idea that it's a Jewish conspiracy, because there are too many non-Jews still involved in it. There are too many people that identify themselves as Christians.
Infiltrated and controlled is all I got to say about that.
What's that?
Infiltrated and controlled. So
anything that isn't part of the Jewish construct has been infiltrated by the Jews and therefore controlled by them as well.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes.
Nice.
Because I can see it. I know what you're saying about the past, but the past doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is what I'm seeing today. When I see that there might be a problem in a certain area with what a reporter has said, I research that reporter and I find out they're Jewish. If I find there's a problem in something a politician said, I research that politician. What do I find? They're Jewish. I find this constantly. It's not like not like I'm assuming. I'm going online and looking for it, and it's there. I'm not making it up. I'm just looking. I'm just researching it, and it's there, as plain as day.
So let me ask you something then. You think Barack Obama's a Jew?
Personally, I think that he is a puppet. I think all the presidents are currently puppets. I think that they've been puppets for a very long time. I think that the controllers who are Jewish have put them in positions of power in order to further their agenda. And it's easy to see because, look, they always try to...
Hold on. Let me ask you a couple questions then. Because I've only got less than 10 minutes left, so I want to... My show will go off the air in less than 10 minutes, so I just want to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
The CIA, is that a creature of the Jews?
It's infiltrated by them, yes. Everything is infiltrated by them. I have listened to whistleblowers over and over and over again where they have made mention of the Kabbalah, they have made mention of things that were fascist and they don't know what it is. Well, a religion has to be behind that. There is so much evidence and information out there. I have a friend who is an actual victim. He was a Christian that was adopted by a Jewish family who actually had the mom. She drank his blood. Okay. And I believe him. I believe him because I've heard it from several people. It's not just one person. They actually, I have corroborated the evidence because I've heard it from several people. when you hear it from
The
several people,
the
it becomes
ritual of
way more
drinking
likely.
blood is not something exclusive to the Jews, just so you know that.
Oh, it's disgusting. But yeah, I mean, he admitted it was a Jewish family, and the Jewish woman was using him to drink his blood.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I got to sign off. I got to get ready to. I'm being given a message that I got to take over the next show on my network. I don't know what Hans has to do here. If he wants to shut off his video or whatever.
Let him say goodbye, because I'm sure he wants to say goodbye. Here you go.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm back here. My curtain fell down. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was Jenny. I couldn't.
Hans, I'm sorry I argued with your girlfriend a little bit, but
no, it's this. I mean, this is what it's about. I mean, we have to talk about all those topics. I mean, not just watch movies or the TV. I mean, we have to talk about it to learn and to understand what's going on. And I mean, this is all what we can do. You know, research and checking out things and talk about it, and maybe other people who have more possibilities to research better. I mean, we have the internet, you know, but maybe other people they have more things they can do. They can go directly interview people, for example, and I mean, I hope many people will wake up when they were listening to this show and start also to research. Maybe we can find more about the truth, you know.
Yeah, I got to tell you that the bottom line here, as far as I'm concerned, is I want people to think for themselves. I want them to be free to believe whatever it is they choose to believe. I don't want them to be just bought and sold in the mainstream media or in any of the mechanisms of control the way I see it.
Right.
The only person who should control a man is himself.
Exactly. I mean, it's up to us how we want to live. It's up to us how we want to die, you know. I mean, it's we can choose our way. Of course, we have the government who want to have the control about our lives too, you know. But it's also up to us to have governments, you know. If we don't agree with the governments, I mean, we should get rid of those people who doesn't work for us, for freedom, for love, for peace, you know. I mean, this is something also what I think personal. I mean, why I have a president who represents me, but why he's making so much bullshit in the world, you know? I mean, Mexico, nobody likes the president, but he's here for 6 years. I mean, it's like you lose 6 years of your life being controlled and have to do what he decides to do, where to spend the money. Instead to put a green train, for example, he puts more highways, you know. I mean, I don't even have a car. I mean, I don't care if there's a highway or not, for example, but I would like to use a train which doesn't contaminate, for example. And there are many Mexicans, they cannot even afford a car, but we have more highways than train system. I mean, why we have to do what the government always wants that we have to do, you know. I mean, it's up to us also to choose the right people, and if they're infiltrators, okay, then we should get rid of them. I mean, to fire them. I mean, we are actually the bosses. The politicians, they should work for us. It's the same with the control over the internet. Nobody likes to be controlled, you know, but when the politicians say, okay, we have to spy on the people, we have to do this, I mean, nobody wants that, but they're actually doing it. I mean, it's kind of crazy world we're living in, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Hans, we're about ready to run out of time here.
Okay.
I want to thank you for joining me tonight, and your
pleasure.
girlfriend, Jenny, right? Thank her also for her opinions. Like I said, I disagreed some. I hope that she looks at things a little more, and maybe I'll look at things more. Who knows? Maybe we'll agree tomorrow. I don't know.
Exactly.
But,
yeah, we are all humans.
We'll see.
No,
We'll see, but the thing is, everybody can find you on YouTube. You can find Hans's work at Project Lights Out. That's the name of the channel at YouTube. There's another one which is Lights Out 999, right?
Four nines behind the Lights Out.
4 nines. I'm sorry.
Okay.
49. So lights out 9999.
Right.
So please check out his stuff on YouTube. He's an interesting guy. Jenny's interesting too. I didn't expect to talk to Jenny tonight, but we ended up talking to Jenny some too.
Yeah.
And again, I thank you, sir. You've come on my air with no plan and no idea what was going to happen. And I hope to keep talking to you. And
of course,
hopefully
of
we
course.
can do this many times.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's
on
a
your
pleasure.
air, on mine. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you too. I mean, it's a pleasure to know you, to talk with you, and also to all the people using also your channel now. And I mean, it's just great. And I mean, before I woke up, I not even knew about all these things, that the possibilities to make live streams or radio shows. I mean, I watch TV and listen to the radio, you know, and I didn't learn anything. But now, I mean, I'm also learning with you. About the Jews, I cannot say that much like Jennifer, for example, because I haven't had the time to research it on myself. But I learned also of her. Of course, I questioned something. Is that really true? Oh my God, you know, for example. But it really seems that it's happening. I mean, we can talk hours and hours. I mean, there's subjects like, for example, the mind control, which is also. I mean, I'm studying more about this because I made also a lot of programs with mind control victims, etc. And I'm sure we will meet again, and we will have a lot of things to talk about.
You know what, Hans, I'll tell you this right now. If you want to do a show on MK Ultra, if you want to do a show on MK Delta and Artichoke, we should do that together. We should do it together. I don't care if it's your air or my air. And everybody, by the way, you've been listening to the Ochelli Effect on UCY.TV radio. My loud, obnoxious bumper music is about to jump in. My clock is a little bit off. I know I probably got about a minute left. Not even. Everybody, stay tuned for radio.
Okay, thanks a lot. I hear the music. Okay, thanks.
Okay, sorry, I cut that out. And we're off the air right now.
Okay.
The next guy that's supposed to come on, he can't do his show. He had an emergency. So I have to go jump on and do his show now.
Okay, don't worry about it. It's a pleasure anyway. And okay.
Listen, if you want to call in on that show, and you want to talk, it has to be audio only. Okay? We can't do the cameras.
Okay,
but if you want, you can do that too. If not, if you're good for tonight, I really appreciate it again, and thank you so much.
No, thank you.
But I have to run before that music runs out because I got to go start the next show.
Okay, yeah, you're busy. Me too. Okay, have a great day, a great night, and thanks so much for that opportunity also to talk live on this. Excellent. Love
Thank you,
bro.
brother.
Thank you too.
Take care.
Thank you too. See you later.